I know the past few days have been really hard to watch. I know this show has been really difficult to watch and to listen to. And so I want to take a moment to explain why I'm showing you all this video and playing all the audio and showing you all the pictures of the atrocities that the terrorist group Hamas has taken and released. Why I'm showing you the abduction of raped women and the kidnapping of families and the murder and burning of children. So there's a reason I'm doing this, because there is an intellectual self-centeredness that predominates among a lot of us in the West. We think everybody thinks like us. So we see somebody do something truly evil, and we think to ourselves, well, that is terrible, but the only reason I would do something like that is if something truly awful happened to me. After all, people are generally reasonable, generally peaceable, generally decent. Everyone I know is. So what awful circumstance could force someone into such terrible, evil behavior? We think, well, if only someone had just made a few concessions, dismantled a few settlements, offered a little more land. After all, we all want the same thing, right? Well, no, we don't. That is the point. We can all tell ourselves these comforting little lies before you see the pictures of what true evil does, but you can't tell those lies to yourself after you see the pictures, after you see the videos, after you listen to the audio, because here's the thing. Nothing anyone has ever done to you or could ever do to you would cause you to do these things. No territorial dispute would cause you to butcher babies. No squabble over territory would cause you to rape and abduct women. No so-called occupation would cause you to kidnap entire families or burn them alive in their homes. The only type of person who would do something like that is a person who isn't like you. A person who thinks differently than you do. A person who does not value life or children or decency the same way that you do. A person who might proclaim, for example, that they love death like you love life. This is Hamas leader Mohammed Deif. Today, you Israelis are fighting those who love death for Allah like you love life, and who compete among themselves for martyrdom like you flee from death. A person who might say we love martyrdom. Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. We love death like our enemies love life. We love martyrdom, the way in which Hamas leaders died. The kind of person who might call for killing their own children to wipe out the Jews. As Hamas spokesperson from the Al-Sawarka tribe in Gaza, the Palestinian people shall never relinquish the right of return. The Palestinian people shall liberate its land with blood, with martyrs, with women, with children. We shall return as liberators with our heads held high and carrying the banner of there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. See, contrary to the peculiar narcissism of many Westerners, there are lots of people around the world who don't think like we do, who don't actually care about their children the way we do, which is why they hide rocket launchers behind their own kids, who will willingly murder Jewish babies just because they are Jewish babies, who have been indoctrinated, cult-like since youth, in a system of cancerous hatred so strong they're willing to commit the worst atrocities since the Nazis and then post them online and celebrate them. Hamas is not like you. Those who celebrate Hamas are not like you. And here's the thing, they exploit that fact. They murder your children and they hide behind their own. They rely on your cultural narcissism to make you believe the death of the kids they are hiding behind is somehow your fault. You see, if they care about their kids the way you do, it must be your fault when their children die in airstrikes they provoke while hiding behind their own children. They expect you to care more about their kids than they do themselves. But what's more important, they expect you to believe that they care about their own children when they manifestly care more about other things, about destroying the state of Israel, about murdering every Jew in their bed. They cannot be reasoned with and they cannot be negotiated with. Now, listen, all of this is awkward for those who believe in a supposed universal human liberalism in which we all seek the same thing. We all seek freedom. We all seek a decent way of life. Here's the thing. Not all human beings think the same way. We don't. I know this is hard to believe about any human beings, but it happens to be true, even if it is a seriously hideous truth, perhaps the most hideous truth. Hamas does not think like you. We do not all seek the same thing. We do not share the same values. Now, you know how I know we don't? Not just because Hamas says it and proclaims it, because of what they do and then what they broadcast and celebrate doing. The Nazis at least tried to hide their genocide. Hamas cheers it. They hand out candies to children to celebrate the murder of babies and the rape of women. I've seen the pictures and I've seen the videos and I've watched the tapes they release, the tapes they celebrate. You've seen them too on this show. The myth that everyone is a Westerner underneath has to end, or the West is going to end, because narcissism is the preserve of the safe and the fat and the happy, but reality comes with shocking and brutal violence unless we wake up. And the only thing that wakes us up, the only thing, is looking the ugly reality of evil directly in its evil face. And that's why I'm showing you this ugly reality, that hideous reality. I don't want to do it, but we have to do it because we have to wake up. Because if we don't, the West, we will sleepwalk our way right into our own extermination.